ladies and gentlemen, get those applause going for Dan Donnelly!
What's my name, Dan?
Scott White.
Yeah!
Don't look up Scott White Mormon fundamentalist. By the way, it's very disturbing. I don't want to bring down the energy in the room, but I will. I have some very distressing news to report to you, which is that my boyfriend and common law partner of almost 3 years recently left me to move to Vancouver. Thank you. It is the first time I've ever been dumped for weather. No, it was hard. It was hard when you live together that long and a relationship ends. It leaves this gaping hole at the center of your life. Well, two really, but... One of them you can't fill with stranger dick. At least not one at a time. It was hard, people ask what happened. COVID was hard on relationships, right? You're locked in together in a tiny space, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 15 minutes outside for exercise, like prison without the sex. It was... And then the trucker said no more lockdown, so I had to let him go. That was basically... Guys, I was devastated though. I wrote a poem. Yeah. In case the previous joke did not inform me that I'm gay. I found it really difficult, though, living through that breakup. But honestly, I was not an ideal boyfriend. I'm surprised it took him that long to break up with me. Like, just for example, the first time we had sex, I gave him syphilis. Let me put it another way. The first time he had sex, I gave him syphilis. Do not do this, by the way. It's not a good look. Guys, wear a condom if you're having sex with me, apparently. It's not good. I'm usually so careful, too. I don't know how it happened. I'd just been tested. I swear it must have been a toilet seat. That's what he asked me to call him.
Oh my God.
Syphilis is no fun, though. It's no joke, especially when they don't catch it right away. You feel like absolute shit. You're tired all the time. You can't do anything. They used to call it the French disease because you can do nothing but lie down and surrender. As opposed to the French-Canadian disease where the bacteria keep threatening to leave your body but never do. And the British disease where they colonize every system but somehow can never tell their sons they love them. Do you guys know how they cure syphilis, by the way? Any Sept heads in the audience? People don't usually woo for that, so I'll save you the embarrassment. You go in to Public Health, Crossways Clinic, Dundas West Station, in case anybody needs to know. You sign your name in the register, you wait for a while, and then after a while, a very imposing male nurse comes to the door, opens it a crack, gives you this, so you give up, go over to him. He takes you by the arm a little too firmly, leads you down the hallway into the exam room, closes the door behind you, locks it. Takes you over to the exam bench, bends you down, takes down your pants, whips out these two huge 8-inch needles the size of this microphone, and one after the other thrusts them into your ass, pumps in like a liter of thick white fluid, which is exactly how I got syphilis, so I don't know how that's supposed to help anything, honestly. I have to say, I don't mind being back in the dating market right now. Now that I'm older, it's easier somehow. I learned with the wisdom of age that when I was a young person, I could not get laid to save my life. I know you would never believe it now, but it turned out to be because the kinds of guys I was interested in weren't really looking for a boyfriend so much as they were looking for a dad who wasn't just a little disappointed their high school sport was drama club. So it turned out all I had to do was age badly and grow a beard, and then all of a sudden I was having the most sex of my life. It's crazy. This daddy thing really works. I highly recommend it. Ladies, if you're into younger men, grow the beard. It'll change your life, I promise. I actually have 3 boys waiting for me right now to pick them up from hockey practice. We're going to practice some slap shots to the 5-hole. It'll be a good time. That is a bit of hockey terminology I learned specifically for this joke. In case you were not aware, the 5-hole is the gap in between the goalie's legs. So it's good to, put a name to a place where you spend that much time. Before my relationship, I had actually previously spent 21 years with porn. I don't know if anybody else is familiar. We're still on very good terms. Yeah, thank you. But I'm of an age where I started watching porn online before you could watch porn online, right? You had to look at porn online. You would log in with your 28.8K dial-up modem, and a single JPEG would take 20 minutes to download. One guy remembers. And it would always start from the top, which was not the part you wanted to see. So you would have to go off and do something else while you were waiting for it to download. You would have to open up a different browser program because they didn't even have tab browsing back then, and you'd read the latest chapter of the Harry Potter fan fiction you were following, and then by the time you were done with that, you'd already come, so what was the point? The porn. I don't know. And it was hard to find that back then too, because there was no Google yet. You had to ask Jeeves for butts and then kind of hope for the best. But has anyone ever had the experience of coming across a fetish online you weren't previously aware you had? Yeah, okay, same guy. It's very distressing. It's very distressing too, isn't it? Because you're going along watching whatever your normal thing is, and then all of a sudden your new kink, and I'm not going to kink shame you, but please do not come up to me after the show and tell me what it is. Unless you're cute and you like to get slapped in the face, then we'll talk. All of a sudden your new kink pops up, you're shocked, you're disgusted, you close the tab, you take a step back. You're breathing heavily. Your heart is pounding, but so is your dick. So Control-Shift-T, you bring that tab back up here. You watch that video again, and maybe you watch it a couple more times, and then you start seeking out other videos like it, and then slowly but surely you start working it into your real-life sex life, until all of a sudden, 6 months later, you can't come without beheading a journalist. It's a very difficult situation to be in. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.